I thought I'd come in and share a story, something that happened last night. I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for my wife to finish up her meeting. She has difficulty driving at night, and so I drive her. I have difficulty too, but I have more years of experience driving at night. So I'm sitting there, and I have this conversation with a young gentleman, and the subject of marriage comes up. And I relate a story to him that my mother-in-law gave me, a lesson on how to keep your marriage going. She said, I've gotten to know you, and you're never going to leave my daughter. Where some men might have a choice, I could stay or I could go. You don't have that choice. You are never going to leave her. I know that about you. And she was right. She said, so you only have one choice. So you're going to have to learn how to make the one choice work and embrace it. She said, when your wife drives you crazy, and she will, because she's my daughter, I love her, but she drives me crazy sometimes. She will. And you'll drive her crazy. The only thing you can do at that moment, since you are not going to leave, is just make a decision to love her even more. Love her more. Well, that has been the best advice that I've ever received. I'm married to what I believe is the best wife a man can ask for. Sure, we have our arguments. Mostly she's wrong. But I'm being the bigger man, and I take the blame sometimes. All right, you see through me. I'm the troublemaker of the family. But it's true. When somebody's going to be, we're 27 years together, and I can honestly say that was the best advice anybody ever gave me about marriage. I told my wife, I said, I've been married before. She knows that. But you're the first time I've had a wife. This is the first time I have a wife. And it makes all the difference in the world. So it's easy to look at her. And I'll tell you real quick something my grandson told his father once. He spent the weekend with us. His dad picked him up, and he said, Dad, Grandma and Grandpa are crazy. Why is that, son? Well, one minute they're arguing with each other. The next minute, they're laughing and kissing. He said, that's just being an adult. You see, he understood the advice. We sometimes get into an argument, and halfway through the argument, and tempers are flying. And we look at each other and start laughing, because suddenly it hits us that our love for each other is greater than whatever problem we're arguing about. And the problems have always been so stupid and small and insignificant, especially compared to with how I feel about my wife. Thankfully, I have learned somewhat to think of that before I open my mouth, so that the argument, because I'll be honest, more than 50% of the time it's my fault. All right, more than 80% of the time, but that's all I'm admitting to. But we work it out because we love each other, and we just add another layer of love on top. And then we work it out. Whatever problems we've had, and we've had many financial problems in the past, we stuck it out. It always got better. And I know more than once I thought, I don't know if we're going to make it financially through this problem. But then we always do. Because there's no other option. So it's the two of us as a team fighting the problem. Now, I know that sounds basic, and those of you that went through marital counseling before you were married, I know some ministers require that. You understand that. If you just love each other more, and then things like driving my wife to her meeting, there's another thing the young man said. So because she can't see, you have to drive her. And I said, I started smiling and I said, let me tell you, this is a joke in our house. Whenever one of us says, well, I have to go do that, the other one will say, wait, you don't have to do that. You get to do that. It's a joke from Big Bang Theory. Howard's mother always took him to his doctor's appointments. Well, when he got married, he just assumed his wife would because he had been babied and pampered. Well, he's telling her, hey, I got a doctor's appointment next week. And she goes, yeah. Well, you have to take me. And, well, you're going to take me. And she said, you're a grown man. Why do I have to take you? And he stopped her and said, no, you don't have to take me. You get to take me. And we thought that was funny. We thought it was hilarious, especially me, because I wouldn't know what to tell the doctor anymore. My wife goes with me, and the doctor says, well, how is this working? And I just look over at my wife, and he turns to her, and they have a conversation. I really would be lost without her. I don't ever want to find out what life would be like without her, because it would not be pleasant. But I thought I would share that with you, that if you just love each other a little bit more, after 27 years, that little bit is so huge that you can just look over from your recliner, look at her and her recliner. We started out with the love seat, and we would snuggle. And now we each have our own recliners with a pillow and another pillow. It really is true when they say, come with me, the best is yet. Grow old with me, the best is yet to be. Because it certainly is. So if you're fortunate enough to have a spouse, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Because there may come a day when that other recliner is empty. And believe me, you'll wish that you had. Well, that's all I have to share right now. But I just wanted to share that. So if you found anything interesting, hit that like and share button. It's the only way YouTube will show my videos, is if people hit the like and share. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.